friends and stampers. This is Diane, the Creative Inkster, coming to you live from Guelph, Ontario. We are Thursday, May 27th, and for 3D Thursday, I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful gift bags. And I'm going to encourage you to grab some of your pattern paper that I know you are hoarding. So this is definitely a hoarder's resolution right here. So these 3 bags that I made before coming on camera, the first large one measures 6 by 3, so 6 inches wide by 3 deep, and it is 7 inches tall. It's all made with 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper that matches. And there's a little handle on the top. I haven't put a tag on it because when I want to use it, that's when I'm going to put a tag on it. This one here was made from a 6 by 6 piece, and it measures 4 inches wide by 1 inch deep by 4 inches tall. So there you can see the inside of it. This is our new In Color Designer Series paper pack. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the hand-penned petals paper pack. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so here is this one. And then I made another small one with 6 by 6 paper, and it measures 3 by 1.5 wide, so 3 inches wide by 1.5 deep by 3.5 tall. So this was made from 6 by 6 and this was made from 6 by 6. But as you can see, you can change up your measurements to have different widths, different depths, and different heights. So I'm going to show you on camera how to make one from this gorgeous 12 by 12 paper. So in my paper shares, people are receiving a half sheet. So this was 6 by 12. It's not where it was cut, but it was 6 by 12, and I cut it in half for this project. But you receive 130 6 by 6 pieces. Some of them are from, all of them are from the new annual catalog. Some come as 6 by 6 and some you'll get as 6 by 12s. And you'll get a smattering of them at $62. So please let me know if you're interested. There'll be extra costs if they need to be shipped out of town. And I'm in Guelph, Ontario. Pickup is free. All right, on to the project. So what you're going to need for this is a couple things. You're going to need some glue. This is multi-purpose liquid glue that I like to use. You could use tear and tape. You could use Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to use some glue, mini glue dots just on the edges, and that's here. They will come, they stay loose in that spot, so I usually take that piece down. As well, you'll need a bone folder and some scissors, and you might want to put a piece in the bottom. So on this one, I put a little piece of this cardboard that comes from our Designer Series paper packs. I just cut it a wee bit smaller and stuck it in between the bottom layers so you can't see it on the inside, but it's in between the two just to give a little more stability. And I did the same on this one. However, on this one here I did not, so it's a little bit I guess thinner on the bottom. So that's an option to just put this in. So I'll show you that when we get to that point. And you'll need some kind of a hole punch if you're going to put ribbon through the edges, and then some matching ribbon. I don't have anything that's copper, but there's some gold in this. This is the Elegant Sweet, I believe is the name of the paper, and it's new in the annual catalog. Let me just pull it out here to show you. It's on page 133, Simply Elegant. It comes in 12 by 12 pieces with basic black, basic gray, copper, silver, gold, and very vanilla. It's quite elegant looking. The back of the paper is all vanilla and black patterns. Okay, so if you choose a pattern with a decided up and down directional, as this pattern is, you want to keep that in mind when you're scoring your paper. If the same thing happened over here with this one, we wanted those to all be going up, Obviously the bottom that won't happen for. This one here didn't matter because this pattern was good either way. So something to keep in mind when you pick your paper. So the paper I chose here from the Simply Elegant, I will do it anyway. It's just fine. One of the pieces folds over at the top. Again, if you've got directional to think about, and that was not really the case in any of the ones I made previously, then keep that in mind when you're doing your scoring. Okay, grab your scoreboard. Grab the first piece, and as I mentioned, it doesn't really matter to me which side directionally. So I'm going to stick it in my paper Simply Scored here at 6 by 6, and I think I'm going to do this little box. So that was scoring at 1.5 inches on 3 sides. So 1.5, turn, 1.5, and we're turning 90 degrees. And the third side at 1.5. And then for the piece that folds over, I'm only going to score that at 1 inch. You can pick whatever measurements you like. For the large bag, if you want to take note of that, I scored the 12 by 12 at 3 inches on the 3 sides, and I scored it at 2 inches on the fold over top. So 3 inches on 3 sides and 2 inches on the top. I could have made that bag a different shape entirely as well. Okay, so there's the first one scored. So once again, 1.5 on 3 sides. And on the fourth side at 1 inch. All right, that's all the scoring we need to do. We'll do a couple of cuts and then it's assembly. And then you can keep these bags. If you don't assemble them, you can lay them flat and then glue them together as you need them. So on this one, I want this side up. So I will find first the 1 inch strip. That's the piece that's folding back. It's the piece I'm also going to fold last. Guess what? UPS is here to deliver my package. And in my package is all kinds of ribbon. And Riley has gone running up the stairs to meet and greet them. Riley, that's enough. Go on, get a drink of water, calm down. All right, so I folded all of the 1.5 inch sides in, and then I'll take the 1 inch side and fold it back. All right, that's what you're left with, piece that looks like this. So we did exactly the same on the other piece. So find your 1 inch piece down, and that'll be the side you fold last. Fold and burnish your 3 edges. So I mentioned UPS has brought me a whole bunch of ribbon for my ribbon shares. So that's something else that I've recently done. I'm trying to think if I'm going to remember the exact amount of the ribbon share cost, and I don't, so I'm sorry about that. But I will post that so people will know if they're interested. And then on your last piece, you're going to fold this 1 inch side down, and you also want to fold the edges there back again so that they're going in that direction. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of cutting. You have 2 identical pieces here. What you want to end up with is on one of them you're going to cut the outer squares off completely, leaving just this rectangle in the middle. So I know it's not easy to see, especially with some beautiful foil paper. But I'm going to cut up and off the 2 corners at the opposite end. Oh, look at that. At the opposite end. That little tear won't show. We'll make it not show. There we go. So there's one piece. So that's why it's good to have the folded side down so you know what end you're cutting off. Keep those squares. You can certainly use them for something else. Now this time we're going to keep it all intact, but we're going to cut in on the 2 squares. Not up from the bottom, but in from the side. So just 1 cut in and 1 cut in over here. That makes our flaps that we're going to glue in place to hold it and give it stability. This is where, if you wanted to add a piece for stability under on the base down here, this is where you're going to add it. So I found that if I measure this, I know it's 1.5 inches wide and it's 3 inches long. I want to make this cardboard piece just a little bit smaller than that. So 1.5, I literally want to bring it down 1/8 of an inch. Oopsie, that's jiggled over. And then 3 inches wide, so 2 7/8. And it'll fit there, and it'll be a little bit less than the piece so that it's got lots of room. Okay, so how this is going to go together, when you fold your pieces like this, the one with the squares cut off will go on top. The sides will come up. This will come in between, actually, and fold up like that. So I'm just going to show you before I glue it together. So let's add the stability piece in here. We're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter what side shows. So this is a brand new bottle of liquid glue. And I haven't had it sitting upside down long enough. There we go. All right, so we'll tuck this piece in here, just like that. I think I'm going to cut a little bit more here of this edge. It doesn't look like I cut it straight. Okay, and then we're not going to glue those little flaps down just yet, if that's what you were wondering. And then we want this piece to hide between the two. So we're going to glue this piece on top. So on this one, your scrap piece of cardboard in here, you could use thick Whisper White or another cardstock. I just find that this backing sheet, I got tons of it from different paper packs, and so may as well use it up. It's handy for lots of different projects. So once you put them together, you want to make sure this will freely move up, and when this one does, you don't see the white paper, and we're good. We're going to push it down in place. You can even use your bone folder. And now we're going to fold the sides up. They're exactly the same, really. We want one side to go around, and we want to hide these in between. So what I found is if I fold the left side up, put the little flap behind, and put this one around, I can see that things are lining up nicely. Okay, so that means I'm going to put glue on these squares. Those squares that are in the middle. Never fails that UPS comes when I'm on live. All right, those two pieces are going to fold up. That was a quick move, I know. Fold the left flap in, fold the small flap up, and you might want to put it on the side and press it in place. Same on this side. With liquid glue, instead of tear and tape, you have a little bit more time to wiggle it into place. And then the same over here. Now we're going to wrap these longer pieces around. So I'm going to try to get the glue a little bit closer to the fold line and the outer edge. And then fold it up. And I can help it position into place by sticking my bone folder in there and pressing down. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to put liquid glue on the flap that's loose all the way around the perimeter up near the score line, and then press it into place. The busier the pattern, the less you might see some imperfections in cutting and trimming, and that's totally okay. These are handmade, right? All right, now, one thing you'll notice is that these little flaps want to stick up on the edges. So I'm going to use glue dots, actually, because it's such a small area, and I want it to dry right quick. I'm also going to punch a hole through for a handle, so I don't want to get glue on my punch. So just in the corner, put a little glue dot. Same over here on this side. Oop. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Isn't this gorgeous paper? This is beautiful. This will be a lovely little gift box for Christmas or a wedding or a shower if you want to put a gift card or something in there. Any number of things. All right, then the next thing you need is a hole punch to add and some ribbon. So I don't have any copper ribbon, but I do have a bit of this gold, which is in our annual catalog still. Sort of, I have my name on the bottom here, and I'm using that to line up how far down I need to go with my hole punch. Some people would actually measure. I'm really not that particular about it. And then you're going to stick your ribbon through. Now, if you find that it won't go through easily, cut it more to a point like that, and then it's easier to feed it through. Once you get it in, you're going to do a figure 8 knot. So pull it far in, wrap it around your finger, do like a figure 8 knot. It's where you just kind of go around, and I can't describe how to do this knot. You fold around and back around the bottom and through. There we go. If you're watching live or creeping, or if you're watching the replay, please let me know. Leave a comment on what you think about this project. I'd love your feedback, and certainly to know if you've given it a try. I find them just an easy way to use up some leftover designer series paper. They make cute little holders for mini cards, or you make them a little bit bigger and they'll actually hold regular cards. Doing a figure 8 knot on the inside of this piece of ribbon. And it keeps you from hoarding your paper. Okay, my hands are just struggling to keep up here. There we go. All right. And I didn't even measure that ribbon. Just long enough that I need it. And if you find it's too long, you can tie your knot again and just trim off the excess. Okay, great. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something new and can go out and try it. And let me know how it goes. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.